Well, I wanted to wait a little bit before I make this video concerning Kwam 1 and Kwam 2. For the Kwam 2 especially, I wanted to see the outcome before this video will be put out. Will she go scot-free like the way Kwam 1 did? Will she be judged? Will anything happen to her? Apparently, all of that took place. Okay? I mean, if you look at it, it only goes to tell you a lot of things when it comes to, judgment and the equal ability, equal rights across the board, male or female, rich or poor. You will notice that there is so much hypocrisy everywhere, really. So in this case, even before that, I mean, if you notice, they say that those that make the rules are the ones that break it the most. Okay, those that make pencil are the same people that made the eraser. If you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you will find out that if you are in power or you are friends to those in power, you will do some things and go away with it. But if you are not, those judgments, those things we mentioned, equal rights and all of that, you are going to face it head on. You're not going to have equal rights. Case in point, Kwam 2, you guys know the story, right? This lady there was on board Ibom Air, okay, from Uyo to Lagos, right? And there was a problem on the flight where this passenger was causing a lot of problems. We've not really heard, let's be fair, we've not heard that side of the story, again, because of the partiality that is involved in all of this. Regardless of what she did, all right, you would think that there should be a fair hearing to a large extent, because it's really on one part. There's a video that was out there that this passenger hit one of the crew members, okay, and as a result, I think the incident was she was supposed to turn off her phone, rightly so too, and I guess she did not, or she was arguing or whatever, and that altered the flight a little bit, and what resulted was her being hijacked out of the plane, saying that she did not comply, and she was doing one or two other stuff. Okay, fine. Now, it wasn't that bad compared to what Kwam 1 did. Kwam 1 refused to listen to the air crew members when they told him that they cannot go in there with alcohol. Okay, of course, he refuted that. There was a bit back and forth, you see, and as a result, I don't know what happened. The pilot, we've not even heard the outcome of whether the pilot was even punished. She started moving started moving the plane. Kwam 1 was right there. In fact, he was at the wing, one of the wings of the plane, and the plane was almost hitting him. He had to duck for life. In those two situations, who was right, who was wrong? 90% of every actor in those situations were wrong. Agreed. Now, guess what? You would think that authorities will put them into play and say, no, this shouldn't be, you should listen to the authorities since you did not, you violated, and this is the punishment. But that is what is expected, right? However, that wasn't what happened. In Kwam 1's incident, Kwam 1 went scot-free, basically, even though he apologized and all of that. Okay? Now, his own was even more there because he endangered the lives of the crew, plane, even his own life. And that he was even more dramatic than the lady that they tagged now as Kwam 2, the incident that happened in Uyo. Okay? So when you look at that, you will see, is it fair the way this lady was treated? I think her name is Comfort. Was she actually given that comfort, that ability, that platform of where, what's his name, Kwam 1 is enjoying, of freedom? Because now this is what is happening to her. She's gone to jail. They sent her to jail. Number 2, she's banned for life from flying. Come on, I think that's not fair. I think that's too harsh on the lady. Like I said, nobody has heard about our own side of the story. Nobody has questioned her. Why? Because she's a nobody, right? Is that fair on a country that is supposed to have fair judgment, fair hearing? Okay, you are not guilty until fully charged, and so, I mean, is that how they say it? Until you are found guilty, you are presumed innocent, isn't it? So to me, I think this is just an example of when I say things like, what are we doing, Seth? I mean, what are we actually doing when there is no balance in life? If you are not influential, if you are not close to power, there are some things that you will not enjoy, apparently, and that is exactly what has shown there. You will think that the aviation minister will have come out and say, you know what, what's his name now? Kiyama should have come out and resolve this and say, okay, you know what, it has happened to the rich and the poor, right? To the most influential and non-influential. okay, Zio, let's nail all of this. It's not going to happen again. The lady can go free. She will apologize, blah, blah, blah. I think something a bit fair. Not using her as an example. When the person that is most popular, that people should even regard you, when you tell Nigerians that, look, this guy is not going to go scot-free, and be punished. That would have set a very big standard. That would have even raised Kiamu's status, if you ask me. Okay? But he didn't do that. Rather, you're not putting all the pressure on a young lady that, did something that is even less of impact in terms of life safety than Kwam 1. Haven't said all of that. Let's look at it in another perspective. This lady reacted in a very funny way. All right? It was said that she took a fire extinguisher to want to hit someone or something like that. Have you ever had a thought that maybe a lot of people in Nigeria have mental issues? Not as bad though. I'm just saying, there's a lot of craziness going on. Could it be as a result of the economy, how life is treating them? Could it be as a result of a lot of social, personal issues, economic issues that have made people react in a very funny way? I think government should look closely if they can, because even some people in the government need some mental screening, if you ask me. Okay? So to really find out why people behave in a certain way. All right? In this case, if let's say we've heard from our side and the result still comes out to say that she shouldn't have done that. To me, I think mentally there should be a rebuild of the mental aspects of Nigerians. In fact, the whole world, if you ask me. They should take it serious. There's a lot of people doing weird stuff. Some of people are in power and they behave because they are in power. They will misbehave. They will do whatever. There should be a mental screening of Nigerians. I'm just saying. What do you think? You tell me. Because I don't know. It's just an opinion of mine. I just think, there is a reason why issues like this happen. Another aspect is security. Now, this has happened twice in 1 month, right? Or is it twice in 4 weeks? The responsive is security in an airline to deal with issues before it escalates. How quickly can you? Because let me tell you this, you never know when it comes to flights, whatever is going to happen, you don't know. How ready are you though? How spontaneous? How proactive are the securities that is supposed to surround them? This lady's incident, there was no police anywhere. It was the same crew members that came around and tried to put this girl together and all of that. When does the police come into play here? How soon? How effective does the security resources come around to make sure that things don't escalate beyond? All right? In the plane, around the plane. Okay? Those are issues that I think should be addressed. How about training? Does Nigeria actually believe in training and retraining of staff? Look at the incident of that pilot that took off with the plane, even while people were around it. And she just was trying to fly the plane at the same time. There should be a lot of training, serious training. The mentality has to change on how to see life, how to value people, and how to treat people to a very large extent. All right? And I tell you, because all these things add up to how the mentality is when you are on the plane, especially. All right? So I think there should be training and judgment should be free for all. There should be equal rights. There should be equal advantage. There should be fair hearing. Judgment should be fair to everyone, regardless of who you are. Right now, that's not what is happening. And it's just so sad and annoying to see things like that happen. Okay, everybody cannot be close to power. So are you saying that if you are not close to power, you're on your own? What are we doing, Seth? So I think those aspects should come into play. And we should stop the double standard. Imagine I was referring to Shomole when he came in late and, he decided to cause drama just because you are in power. Really? Why did you come late? In the incident of Kwam 1 and now Kwam 2, no, it shouldn't be. There should be equal rights. That lady should be set free. She should not be banned for life. That's not fair at all. That doesn't make you feel important. In fact, it's whoever did that, whether it's FAN or whatever, it only makes a caricature of who you really are, really. Okay? So I think that should be looked at as well. What do you guys think? Was that lady given a fair judgment? Was she treated fairly? Did Kwam 1 actually deserve what he got by asking him to go, no issues, he's free because he's close to government? Must you be in power to enjoy benefits when you are in a democratic sell it in Nigeria or anywhere you are. Let me get your thoughts on this one. What do you have to say? To me, I don't think it's really right. It's not fair. It's not right. And when it's not fair and it's not right, then it's wrong. Talk to you again, folks. Bye-bye.
What are we doing, Seth?